The guy that gave us a ride last night had his wife come up here this morning and pick us up, and she's going to run us back down to the bridge to put us back in. It's a very crisp morning, heavy frost, and got about 26 miles to make it to our next stop. Or if water's flowing good and we're pushing hard, might just try to blow out the last 35 all the way to the river. But have to see what the river gives us and plan accordingly. Piketon boat ramp. They got racks up there where you could put your kayak down on and probably rent them, I would imagine. And this is the drop down to the boat ramp, solid concrete, beautiful setup. Hey, look at that. And there's the drop down there. I mean, this is a nice setup. We could have just taken out right here had I known it. So now we got to back paddle about a quarter mile down to the bridge so that we don't skip any water. Wouldn't that be a kicker if these kayaks just slid out of the water or slid out of the bed and I went sliding down into the water? That'd be a chilly way to start the morning. Look at the fog on the water. All right, I got one. So not sure what time it is, but just put it into the river. We took out at this bridge right here, so got to back paddle up to the bridge, get on the other side of it and turn around, so that way we don't jump any water and make it an incomplete path. The guy that gave us a ride yesterday kind of looked at me odd when I said, well, we'll have to back pedal to that bridge so we don't miss any of the water. But I mean, really couldn't say that you did the entire connection if you jumped a section of it for whatever reason. If I could have jumped a section, the section I would have jumped would have been that little Scioto. I'd jumped that whole thing. 40 log jams, 1 mile per hour progress. Even that overland section from jumping out of the Sandusky River to hook up with that little Scioto River. Put the wheels on the kayak, roll down the street, I don't know what it was, a couple miles, 2-3 miles, 2.2, 2.8, something like that. Beautiful morning. Definitely don't want to go for a swim right now though. It is crazy cold. Fog is really pretty. So I'm going to go up to the bridge, circle around to the other side, then start back heading south. That's when I'll turn the tracking app on for the mileage, and we'll see what kind of mileage we make today. Alright, so back on this side of the bridge. Whew. The river's got a little flow to it. I'm in a dead spot right now by all these logs, but that's a bear to paddle up against it. So I'll wait for Ricky to get up here and then start that Rowdy app, start the mileage again from where we stopped it yesterday, and start heading south. I was going to tell myself that next time I need to look at Google Map or Google Earth closer, because we could have just pulled out right here and went up and would have been in town instead of that whole climbing the hill with the kayaks thing we did. That's a nice launch though. Do you see the racks up top where you could hang the kayaks and everything on? I bet you they do like a canoe rental or something right here. Man, there's like no visibility. So if we hear some running water quick, we're gonna have to go to bank until we get real close to see what's going on. Yeah, so we'll just keep the ranks tight until this fog lifts. Because I have like no visibility. I mean, what's that mound? Probably 150 feet. Just have to listen and really pay attention. I wonder if pirate ships are going to come out. Oh, the fog's starting to lift finally, so that's nice. Makes you able to see what you're getting into. Toes are finally starting to warm up. I didn't put any socks on or anything. I just put my feet into the still slightly wet neoprene river shoes. A little over a mile in. About 20 minutes worth of paddling. Just saw a heron. Actually, the first wildlife this morning. Ah, yeah, it's starting to open up nice now. I'm gonna get out in the center of the river. See if I can catch some flow somewhere, because the only flow was up there where water went around those ridge pillars. Water here is absolutely dead. Beautiful area through here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but up ahead on top of the bank you can see all the vegetation covered with a really hard frost. Very crisp morning. About 2.5 miles in. That GoPro, the floaty that wraps the GoPro in case it breaks off the mount on the kayak and goes in the water, it'll make the camera float so you can retrieve it, but it's got no flexibility because it's so cold. It took me like almost 10 minutes to finally push that GoPro back into the floaty. It's a real snug fit. When it's warm, usually isn't too bad because there's give in the rubber, but not this morning. So I don't know what the total time is because it doesn't have good reception. It drops out, keeps tracking the route, and then basically just fills the time and everything in when it picks reception up again. I'm not sure why that is, but it happened yesterday too. So many sandbars down through here. Well, it's actually gravel bars up on the banks. Beautiful place to spend a day. If that Piketon does rent canoes or kayaks or whatever, this would be a beautiful stretch to hit on a nice sunny afternoon. There he goes. That kingfisher just hit the water. Got a little fish, took off. Those are excellent birds.
Now that looks like a big gator there, with his head coming out and the snout.
Oh yeah. Requires a vivid imagination.
Now that would be a monster.
That's the first, no, that's the first kingfisher that I've ever seen hit the water with something. I've seen other ones on the Tusk and the Muskegum. Man, that's got some rapid through there, don't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay far on this side, man. It's a little too early to get wet. Oh man, look at this current though. Stay the heck away from it. Not too worried about the time today. I mean, if we stop at that 26-mile mark or whatever in that area, we'll have plenty of time on a 3-hour pace. Have time to set up camp and everything.